Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remembered so you don't have to.
Hi, I'm Mist. I review the miscellaneous, so naturally, many ideas fill my cranius for various things that I could review. So today, you know what I'm going to do? I've got a certain cartoon in mind, and that would be The Grinch's The Cat in the Hat. An 80s crossover gone wild and loose from the mind of, do I even need to say it, Dr. Seuss. And while not my first foray into the Seuss universe, this time's a little different. I'm doing it in verse. But why this review and not the ones from ago? I'll tell you the answer! I really don't know. But at least, and to say this sounds as sweet as doves, I'm not the one stuck reviewing Oogie Loves. I'm doing this one cause I didn't lose. Yeah, Chadwick, you wish you were in my shoes. So as sure as the Grinch is as green as my lawn and the cat's hat is as... Hold on. An invite to join a Google Hangout? Odd. Who could it be from? Join Hangout. Oh God!
Ayo, Daddy-o!
Look, Hipster Donald, I've repeatedly told you, I'm not doing this as a crossover review.
Ah, come on, you're reviewing a crossover with two different characters, Speedy and Greedy.
I'm sorry, but I'm already in a bit too far. Besides, nobody knows who the freaking hell you are!
That's easy, just put an annotation right there, so people can view my channel and see what I do as a character. And then we can all have one big hug. Ah, come on, don't you want to hug Mr. Donald? Come on, don't you want to give Mr. Donald a great big hug? Ah, come on there, come on and hug Mr. Donald. Come on, give me a hug!
You would have a point if you appeared often. God, will nothing be the final nail in your coffin? Goodbye, farewell, I wish you the best. Oh, and good luck with your chronological quest. Sorry about that, silly-ass Snook. Let's not delay it further and let's take a look. We open on a morning of beautiful sun, and before long the narration begins to begun.
The whistle birds all woke up whistling.
How do we stop? How do we stop? If I flap one more flap, I might flapping drop!
It sure was a beautiful morning.
Is it me, or does the narrator sound slightly off? He doesn't sound quite as dignified as Conrader Karloff. In fact, in an interesting break in the theme, it's the voice of the cat, not the Grinch it would seem. And speaking of the Grinch, hey, how's that for fluidity? There doesn't seem to be much continuity. Like there, his home. I doubt that's Mount Crumpet. Did the rent get too high and the Grinch had to dump it? Also, Max is here, although at the end of Grinch Night he left the Grinch for a new friend. And the end of the original where he stops being rotten, in both here and Grinch Night, it's totally forgotten. It's like each cartoon is in its own universe, whether for better or maybe for worse. Back to the story. It seems without warning that even the Grinch is happy this morning.
There was peace in his heart. There'd be peace in the land.
Wait a moment. Peace in the land? Do you realize the implications at hand? Does he terrorize the town on a regular basis and this morning's the only lucky break in their stasis?
And a very good morning to you, Mr. Grinch. Oh, it is it? You must be out of your head, no doubt.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the Grinchiest one of all? Not you, you whistling pansy, prancing about all dimsity-dansy!
The Grinch's reflection then leads the both of them in reciting the Grinch's oath.
A Grinch is uncheerful, uncouth, and unclean. I'm frightfully vain. I'm a Grinch. That's my boy. Now go out and prove it.
Did we really need the mirror's prodding? We couldn't begin with him just already plotting? I don't know if it would have made things feel jointless, but the stuff with the mirror's really kinda pointless. Also, every single Grinch is a cold, nasty hater? you might want to remember that concept for later. Of course, there's another player to come up to bat, and it's, you guessed it, the Cat in the Hat. And I know that he died, but I'm still kinda squirming over the fact that he isn't voiced by Alan Sherman. But there's something else here to cause me despair. This song is almost too jolly to bear!
It's gonna be a sunny, buzzy, beezleberry day when cats put on their picnic hats and go outside to play.
Holy crappiness, it's too much happiness!
Good old sunshine.
He parks in the middle of the road. Smart decision, which leads to, my god, what a shock, a collision.
I am tremendously so sorry. If you will be so kind as to hold my hot dog. If you will be so kind as to hold my hot dog.
Okay, I'm sorry, I know it's sophomoric, but a moment like that makes me feel so euphoric.
If you will be so kind as to hold my hot dog.
So aside from that moment of accidental innuendo, what else is gonna come from our Felinian friendo?
I deeply deplore any inconvenientalities that I may have caused you, Mr. Greenface.
Green face?
He did not! Did he really say that? I can't believe this. The Cat in the Hat? The Cat in the Hat is racist? The hell? That's something you'd never initially tell. Not surprisingly, the Grinch is rather pissed, and he adds road rage to his Grinchy deeds list. The cat gets away and sings a relaxation song, and we get one of several points where the lip sync goes wrong.
Relax.
Yeah, I didn't edit anything there. There are points where the lip sync's a tiny nightmare.
I'd find out what's wrong with that Grinchy grouch.
Give her more pain.
In this world of
Oh, sorry, something must have gone wrong when I acquired this footage. Moving right along.
in this world of peculiar.
What? Again? I don't think it's me. What's going on here? What could it be?
This, sir, is my acoustical anti-audial bleeper, otherwise known as my vacuum sound sweeper.
Oh, it's the cartoon. An answer at last. Wait, how did he build that thing so fast? Also, how'd he get inside the cat's house? But what else should I expect from a creepy Grinch louse? The Grinch explains his device can mess with all sounds, but the cat denies that notion based on these grounds.
Such things never happen in the middle of the day, and if they do, I ignore them, and they're bound to go away.
The Cat in the Hat is in freaking denial! Has he had this dark side all of this while? As if being racist wasn't enough? Does he act this ignorant with other important stuff? What's that? I'm being evicted, you say? I'll just ignore it like always. It'll go away. What's that? Starving third world children, you say? I'll just ignore it like always. It'll go away. What's that? Terrorist attacks, you say? Okay, I'll leave it there. I had my play. The Grinch shows off with gloatical poise how he messes with all the noise. All the noise. All the noise. Noise, noise, noise. Quit groaning and humming. You knew that was coming.
The sounds that you make are the sounds of my choice. I can make you sound better or make you sound worse.
You know, I find it ironic that they can say voice for a rhyme and yet nobody ever says soice.
Where are your mats?
Now, I apologize if this makes a small jolt, but I want to discuss the Grinch's voice, Bob Holt. This voice actor, as it seems to have unfurled, has also appeared elsewhere in the Seuss cartoon world. As the Lorax and the Onceler he was previously seen, as well as Sylvester McMonkey McBean. But really, of course, I'm here to tell what I think of his performance here. Well, it can be a little silly in how he'll say some lines like,
You get this crate out of my way.
but at times his intimidation levels reach vary. Like he makes this really silly line sound scary.
Oh no, Maxie Waxy, no hidey-widey from Grinchy Winchy.
Now I would say that Karloff is more consistent, if that's a deal breaker on which you're insistent. But honestly, and please don't punch me later, I felt he did better as the narrator. And while Hans Conried did a similar job of being silly yet creepy, I lean towards Bob. I mean, I love Conried, but he kinda mostly clowned. Holt seems to always have a sinister sound. Speaking of sound, that Grinch still ain't nice, as he constructs a bigger and awfuler device.
The beagle deer go, and the beagle deer turns the elliptical strut, which in turn is attached to the transital trucks.
Grinkety grunk and zibbity zabble! I'm listening to Dr. Seuss technobabble! This new device, a dark house, can make darkness like night, ridding the cat of practically all sight. Wait, how'd he get a camera in there? Is there paranormal Grinchtivity in the air?
Ooh, that Grinch.
This isn't my fault, not a sniver a sniver. It's not like I was racist or a careless driver. The cat ponders over the Grinch's nasty obsession, leading to an imaginary therapy session.
Did you fight a lot with your older sisters? Did you suffer from poison ivy blisters?
It's not much, but this might be the best song on the table, and it's got a nice nod to the original Grinch fable.
The shoes that you wore, were they too tight?
He tries to go see the Grinch in person, but the Grouch is all ready to make things even worsen.
That darkness is getting quite dull, don't you think? Let's liven things up with some persimmon pink.
Pink? Pink? What's pink gonna do? Oh, that. Couldn't you have at least given me a clue? The cat finds refuge in a restaurant diner, but the situation is still far from finer.
Watch this.
Oh, sure, a green egg's okay, but a spotted egg, Lord no, send it away! And then the Grinch proceeds to do his apparent favorite act of terror, a mind screw.
A way must be found to seize him. There must be a soft spot. Is there no one? Nobody he loves?
That's a lot of rot.
Rowdy-dow, I've got it. You, and you. Follow me, men and madam.
Random people, come with me! I hope you can all sing legitimately.
I take a look at my enormous penis.
Not that song! Sorry, that was wrong.
Remember your mother. Even a Grinch had a mother.
Honestly, this could reduce someone to crying in Wales. So why are there no tears in my eye? 'Cause it fails! I get why some might bawl at these lyrics, I really do and all. This talk of her love could really make one shatter. And this bit right here is quite a hard-hitting matter.
Remember how hard mother worked to afford you.
There's one thing that gets in the way, however. This doesn't make any sense whatsoever. First off, you piece of cribbity-cruthing, you're making this assumption based off of nothing. Was that picture your source? Sure, that could be it, except for the fact that you didn't see it. There was that moment in your therapy fictional, but wait, oh yeah, that whole thing was fictional. As for love, isn't it possible the Grinch freaking hated her? Instead of loving, he outright berated her? Work hard to afford you? You don't know that was the case. Maybe they were well off in a fancy house place. All you're doing is taking a guess and hoping you're right, and it won't be a mess. Seriously, how did you come to this conclusion? It's causing me a great big deal of confusion. And here's the part that's particularly loath. This goes against the idea of the whole Grinch's oath. All Grinches are mean. They make that pretty blunt. So it's likely his mother was a nasty old unpleasant woman. In fact, you considered this a cause of Grinchession back in your daydream therapy session.
Or maybe your mother didn't treat
Mama?
you
Unless she was kind and rebelled with such oftness that her son inherited her potential for softness, your plan is such a fail, you jerkity jerks! And that's not all. Here's the kicker. It works! You know what? Let's just use this song on anyone who has done us wrong. Use it on anyone who's been super rotten. Hey, this is how we should have taken down Bin Laden. Or all of the stuff going on with ISIS. Sing about Mom. That'll end the crisis. Oh, wait, did I take it too far? If you're offended, I apologize if you are. And then the image of his mother comes into sight, reassuring him that everything will be alright. And once again, I'm saddened to say, all potential for tears is destroyed, gone away. So, this time, what was the fatal flaw choice? Take a listen. You'll hear it in her voice.
Mama? Yes, son. Now be a good boy and clean up your room.
Are you kidding me? Please tell me that's a lie. This could have been the moment that made us all cry. But she opens her mouth, and that's the moment's cue to die. I don't care if it's likely the voice of the Grinch. You could have cast a real woman in a cinch. One who could have done a beautiful performance. But your end result makes me feel such abhorrence. This seriously could have been so sweet and touching. With that voice, however, not very muching. There's also the silly way that she says it. You couldn't have tenderly and softly read it.
There, son. Everything's going to be all right.
I mean it. She appears, the goosebumps start brewing, then she opens her mouth, and it all goes to ruin. It's such a horrible choice that I'm wincing. Hell, Monty Python drag is way more convincing. I'd say that's a legitimate claim, wouldn't you?
I don't stamp animals' property at the zoo!
The Grinch goes to the machine and makes it all aparted, redeeming himself of the mess that he started. Wait, no he didn't. This was all the cat's fault. So where's his place in the comeuppance fault? Apparently nowhere. He gets got clean away. Yeah, that's BS. He needs to pay. Or at least realize that he wasn't right in his accidental racism and not parking right, but he doesn't seem to have learned anything from this game. What a shame. What a shame, 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 shame.
There'd be peace in the land.
And a very good morning to you, Mr. Grinch. I think the time has come for thee to repeat the Grinch's
I'm not sure that that was entirely clever. It's not guaranteed to shut that mirror up forever. Now there's only one thing that's remaining to say. Marvel made this. Send the Avengers parodies my way. And that was The Grinch's The Cat in the Hat. So now what do I think about all of that? And now I'm sad to say, my friend, we seem to have reached the video's end. So be sure to add me to your subscription list. Thanks for watching, hope to see you again in the next.
May I suggest the Sizzling Chef Special?
But I'm not hungry.
An excellent choice.